Hi everybody, welcome back to Nellie and Ruth Designs. Today I'm going to do a really quick, I guess it's a tutorial, but this video is a request from a viewer and she wanted to know how I do my fussy cutting. I had created this in one of my previous videos and I had mentioned that I had fussy cut this out of a greeting card. She says that she's all thumbs and fingers and she can't do it. I believe in you, Lisa. I know you can do it. It's just a matter of, I guess, wrapping your head around it. So this morning, like I said, I'm working in the romantic giveaway journal and I'm making 2 pages. Right now, I'm creating them and designing them. And I have some fussy cutting to do. For these 2 pages, I'm using, I want to show you, I'm using these papers here. These are my Bible study faith-based papers. And I'm also using right here these beautiful papers here. And these are, gosh, I want to tell you, I'll put everything in the description. I'm not going to go into it all right now as to whose papers they are or whatever. So I'm using these muted papers. I'm also using these here, but I'm going to be making this, my business name is Nellie and Ruth. This is Ruth. This was my father's sister. This was when Ruth was 2 years old. Unfortunately, she passed away a couple years after my father was born. She passed away of influenza at the age of 10. So my father never knew her. I never knew this sweet little gal. And then Nellie, Nellie and Ruth Designs. This is Nellie. This was my dad's mom. This is one of the few photos I have of her. And I scanned and I remodified these. I wanted them to be, because they're both long gone, I wanted them to be kind of smoky, get that smoky, unsure, I don't want to say ghost-like feeling, but I want their images here, but I don't want them bright and crisp and clean. And so I'm going to be making a kind of like a journaling card here. I haven't quite figured it out, but I'm going to be using my grandmother's photo. I've got some lace and some other things I'm going to be doing, but I want to get back to the fussy cutting. And I just thought that Ruth's photo, I could very easily just stitch around it in the book, but I thought it would be quite lovely to do some fussy cutting and play with some flowers and see. I will be muting these down somewhat. They won't be as bright. But this set here, I wanted to put over, I have this daily cost time card, and I'm going to be backing this. I'll leave some of it exposed. And I wanted to put my Grandma Nellie's photo on here, but I also wanted to, because these are going to be side by side, pages, I wanted to have a little bit of these roses over on the right hand side. So I'm going to be cutting and fussy cutting these. So if you're interested in this, I'd love to have you stick around. If not, go have lunch, have dinner, whatever time you're watching this, you can go do something else. I'll write a hall pass and you can leave. So I just wanted to show my viewer that, and I always use the larger scissors. I don't know why. I could use smaller scissors. I guess it's just what you're comfortable with. And I guess maybe I will use the smaller scissors because just for viewing, these might get in the way of the curves. But I don't know why, I prefer to fussy cut with these large scissors. So I'll set these over here for now. And always my X-acto knife. I have a couple of them on hand at all times. And I'll show you when the X-acto knife comes into play. So I'm just going to, I'll just be cutting and And then what I do when I cut, I'll go around these, but so this isn't so bulky. And this is where, you may say you're all thumbs and fingers. Things get in the way. Just take this and bring this over. Just be mindful of your little stems and leaves. And then just cut a bulk of your paper out. No need to go up into here with the scissors. That's why you have the X-acto knife. And again, what I do is I try not to go up in my leaf section. I will cut around them. I come back down to a flower, or, if you're cutting out people. If I can handle a curve, and you're going to want to turn your paper as well, do not turn your scissors. You turn your paper when you cut. That's another key to this. But I try to leave all the delicate work, try to get the bigger. So here I'll show you, I'll actually go in here with my X-acto knife, up in here. And here I'll do my X-acto knife. I try to just take away the bulk of the paper. This here, I'll do my X-acto knife. Again, here I come down and I just hit the tip of that leaf. And then, remember how I told you to turn the paper? You see where I just did that? I was turning my scissors. I will not go in here, Lisa, with my scissors. I just kind of round up. So anywhere I think that maybe I will crinkle the paper, I leave alone. I leave that job, and then I call in the second division. See, I won't even go in there with my scissors. I'll just come around here. And this is where the X-acto knife will come into play and do its job. So right here, I'm going to leave this because there's a stem here, and this is how I think of this. When there's a stem here, I could very easily have taken my scissors, come up, cut around this, and then I would have come up here. And the same here. However, I don't want this stem hanging out while I'm cutting and turning. I want this to be the last thing that I cut, just so it doesn't get damaged. Will I cut it off on my paper? I may take this whole thing out, but at least I have the option of leaving this stem here like that. And so I'm going to work. The other thing that I do, I just kind of look to see, because when you work with an X-acto knife, you want to hold your papers. You want to have a good grip on it, everything. So I just kind of examine what the position, where the flowers are. I have Fussy cutting up here. So this is going to be kind of like the main section where I'm going to be holding. Again, up here, I'm going to have to hold this to get inside here. So it's kind of like, I look at this as well as like when, I don't know how all you gals vacuum. I start and I vacuum my way out of the room because I don't want to walk on the carpet that I just vacuumed. I know, it's weird. So I kind of look at it that way. If I fussy cut all of this, I could hold here, but I still have to hold this up here because if you cut, you don't want to drag it or pull it or even think about crinkling it. So I just kind of look to see what I have. I can do this here because this is going to be a mainstay where I will be holding everything to cut around. And I think, so here's a good example. So you have to also hold on to, I'm switching to this one here. you have to hold on to your paper, because if I were to continue to hold this, you can see where this started to move, and you're going to break this stem right there. So that's when you have to hold this here, come over, and you just have to just be cognizant of what's going on around you. And just move your X-acto knife with the same contour of the, and if you notice, when I cut, I'm also turning my blade. I'm not keeping a straight down on the curves. I'm kind of curving it, and so when I do that, it kind of lifts it up here, all right? It kind of rolls it up. If you do it straight, you can do it straight. I guess it just prefer how you prefer it. Sometimes it might be a little more choppy, where when I do it, it just seems to be a little bit smoother. That's the only difference, and that's what I do. So I kind of undercut it on these. So you can kind of see my blade is a little bit underneath the stalk or the leaf. And then now when I come around here, it'll be just a top straight cut. But again, I'll come around that curve for that leaf there. And I think the more, and then I come down, and then I can just pull, I can get this out here. And I think the more that you work with a knife and you cut things out, I think the easier it will come to you, and you will tackle it your own way, whatever you're comfortable doing. I look at fussy cutting like this, kind of like a painter, and I don't know why. But it's how you position your, like when a painter paints, there's different ways that you can move your brush. You know, you can have your tip right straight down. You can, sometimes you have to roll your brush to make certain strokes to make a real pretty leaf. So I kind of look at it where you just kind of have to roll your X-acto knife. You follow your design. So see how this, I just kind of turn it. You follow your design, and you just kind of play and see what works best for you. And the other thing, you don't really have to worry about, if you're going to distress something and ink it up, you don't have to worry about, you can leave a little tiny bit of wet. See, I'm thinking about watercolor. You can leave a little bit of white around the floral area. Here, because this is so, and I hope I'm not too far away. I don't think so. Let me lower this a little bit. And I'll move everything up. I just want to make sure I'm in view here. Because this here, so here's an example. If I were to cut this section out first, here and here, I have this little tiny white space. I may not have that good of a grip. I may end up tearing this little stalk or stem here. So what I'm going to do is I take this out first. And then I will come up here, the same thing here. This is a muted one, so I'm just kind of leaving a little bit of extra white there. But I think, again, the most important thing is making sure that you can get a good grip and hold your piece down. And you just have to make sure you hold it because you don't want to break any of these stems. All right, I'll do a little bit more, but I think you get the idea. It's just how comfortable you are with, and I know Lisa's very, very talented. And I know that she will be able to handle this. And hopefully I've given her, a few more tips or things that maybe she hasn't thought about. I know there's one gal I watch, and she's left-handed. She makes junk journals, and I've never seen anybody wield a pair of scissors like she can. I've never seen her use an X-acto knife, but she gets those scissors in her hands and she works fast. I don't know if she's ever done intricate work like this, but she just amazes me that she works very fast with a pair of scissors. I would rather just take my time and make sure that... All right, so I'll do this here, and then you can see this, and then I will be off. And everybody can go do their thing today. We got snow. So my son just got done I say plowing the driveway. We have a big cat skid steer with a snowblower attachment because we're way back in our driveway's 450 feet long. And it can't be plowed. I don't want it plowed because of the lawns and gardens and things like that. So he just got done snow blowing with the cat skid steer, and my husband's off to work. It was a late morning. Whenever we get a foot or more, now it's raining, everybody's usually late for work, and we will tell our employees out at our quarries, they follow the school schedule. If we get snow, they have a 2-hour delay if the school in that area is closed. And for our office, we give them, again, another 2-hour delay. But if, like this week, is President's Week, so the kids have off, so we gave them an hour delay to get to work because we have some people that travel, 30 minutes. They're about, 40 miles away, 30 miles away. So we give them time to get their cars cleaned off and whatever, because they do have to be to work quite early in the morning. They have to be in at 7:30. So we have new snow, and nobody was looking forward to it because all the ice just left our driveway. We'd had some nice warm days, and now we have a foot of snow, and guess what? It's raining. So it's going to be a mess. My son and daughter-in-law, my son asked if he could take tomorrow off to go skiing because they don't like to ski on the weekends. We have a lot of buses that come up from Connecticut, New Jersey, and unfortunately, a lot of the buses, everybody's drinking on the buses, and they get to the ski slope, and it can be very dangerous because they have no regard for anyone else, and they're drunk, and they're speeding down. I got hit really hard one time by a snowboarder. He literally went right up over the top of me. And boy, that was not a good feeling. That was in Vermont. I was skiing over at Sugar Bush. See, so I guess this is good that this happened because I'm talking and I didn't hold that. So you can see if you go, which really didn't cause any harm, but I will put just a tad of glue on that. So you can see where I didn't hold that, and I used the X-acto knife and I ripped it right off. So I guess maybe that's good that I could at least show you what happens. I know I talked about it in the beginning of the video, but that's exactly what happens when you're not holding your work. So yeah, they'll go skiing tomorrow, and I'm going to spend all weekend working on this journal. I'd really like to try to get it done so I can give it away. So that's it. I'm going to finish, the top of here off of camera, but I wanted to show you, and maybe I can. So, and that's the other reason why it's lovely to do fussy cutting, because you can just see, you can put it on a paper, you can see all the intricate works of it. It's just really nice instead of placing the piece of paper over or ripping and tearing. So this is my go-to. This is, what I like to do, and I find it relaxing. And Lisa, I hope, and for others out there that are kind of afraid of fussy cutting or not knowing what to do or how to tackle it or what they should cut, what they shouldn't cut, I hope this little tutorial was helpful for you. I appreciate the comment and the request, and I want everybody to have a great day. Be thankful that, I know it's still February, but be thankful that February is almost over. We're going into March, and even now, I go outside, I can smell the earth, and I can smell the dirt when it's exposed in the grass, and spring is just around the corner. So it is nice working with these flowers as well. So have a great day, everybody. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you down the road. All righty. Bye-bye.